Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready for some boom, baby? Where's the sun? Boom! We're gonna rise and shine, even on a cloudy day. It's a beautiful day to be up and awake. I'm gonna go for a walk with you. I said, you know what? Fuck these killer patterns, man. Every one of us has the killer patterns and, doing things in a ritual format. And this morning I said, no, fuck that. We're gonna do something healthy. We're gonna go for the walk and talk. We're gonna just go and chill and have this conversation about why and watching me, you, or anybody else do something that is not for their benefit, not for their health, and that they do it and it still ends up hurting them. And this is the conversation that we have to have because it happens to all of us. We all have killer patterns that are killing us, and we won't stop till it kills us. And this is Saints Addiction on a mission, leg out, let's go. So yeah, it goes to show, it goes to show that we can be the detriment to our own well-being. It's not a funny thing. It's not cool or anything. What's up, brother? Morning. And it's unhealthy. Morning. Yeah. And it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy to be unhealthy. And it's one of those things that most people aren't going to stop you. I kind of had the argument with my buddy this morning, and right off the bat, he gets to the computer, he cracks the Coca-Cola, and he also does that. Good morning. And he also does that, gets on and plays, actually was playing fucking Frasier. And I'm like, dude, Frasier is like 30 years old now, bro. I do not want to wake up and listen to the same Friends episodes, Simpsons episodes, Family Guy, all the videos that they play on repeat in Laos. I don't know if you've ever been to Laos, Phang Bien, Drunken Tubing, but there's these bars, and the bars are just filled with people that have been around the world. I love this in the morning where like no one's around and it's like nice and quiet. This is my favorite time. And you don't even realize that you're just wasting time. I think it's the detriment of all of us is this ability to just fuck it all, waste the time, let it all fuck on by, and then nothing happens. I woke up to a message from one of the reliable models saying I'm not 100% sure. And I just said, no one ever is. Plastic Pocket Challenge, y'all. No one ever is. You'll never be 100% sure about anything. You'll never feel 100% sexy. You'll never feel 100% rich. You'll never feel 100% any day ever. And you'll use those excuses. You know what I'm saying? We'll use those excuses for not getting the shit done that we want to get done. That's what ends up happening. We get into an app like the Coca-Cola cycle, or what else is a bad cycle? The lying cycle, or the excuse cycle. We'll put up a good fight for our excuses, but not for our life. And that's where it was just really like, come on, man, like enough is enough. Marky's saying, stop waking up and smoking the spliffs in the morning. I feel great. I love the fresh air smell, especially when you can smell the rain. I love feeling alive and going for my exercise. I really did turn a corner there with my depression because I was feeling like I could never be loved again, and my perspective was looking in the past and very skewed on like my last girlfriend and how close we came to, having a thing. And it's all those things. It's just like missed opportunities. Look at this. This is Ghostbuster weather going on over here. It's crazy, but we're all mixed with so much emotions and thinking, and most of it's just feelings and chemicals. It's not like it's like solid shit. It's not like people sit there in the morning and meditate and instead they regurgitate. What do I got to do? What needs to happen next? Get back onto the pattern because then I don't feel stressed. And that's what we do. We do anything not to feel stressed. This looks absolutely beautiful. This little garden here. It looks awesome. I should come here for a smoke. But yeah, man, I mean, I wish I could explain it differently. I wish I could give the keys to the mentality and just say, hey, this is what I'm seeing. And it's difficult to say to other people that don't want to stop, right? If you're in your way, and you're probably in your own way, right? And you can't see your way through it, it's hard to say anything to you. You can't tell me nothing, as like they would say. You can't tell me nothing. And that's because you're not listening. And a cycle keeps us numb to any outside influences, right? It's like, oh, this already feels comfortable, so therefore it shouldn't be hurting me, right? Like, I'm comfortable. There is no poking of the bear. There's no, they used to talk about an old adage about an old dog sitting on a porch and whining, but too lazy to get off the nail that it's laying on. It's like that. It's like a comfortable nail, maybe a little bit of an itch, maybe a little bit of a pain, but nothing to really notice, right? Like, don't worry about my high blood pressure. Don't worry about my weight gain. Don't worry about my mental health. We'll just keep doing it because it's not as much pain as, say, risk of doing something differently, right? Or the chance to even live in a different country. Do you not even know that this is like my regular, like, I can regularly come to Finland. I regularly travel the world. I keep my shit pushing because it keeps my mental health healthy. If I stay, like my friend just sent me a video this morning back in Vegas talking about all the layoffs in MGM and how all the tourism is down and they've already laid off the valets and everything has changed. And you're like, yeah, if I was to stay the same, this is the impetus. This is the whole reason I went and traveled, was it was already hit the fan. All these guys were doing their $1 billion, $1 trillion losses. And it was 2008, September 2008. And all of a sudden we went from selling 1,000 cars a month, 800, 1,000 cars a month over there at Finley Toyota. And next thing I know, boom, the shelf had fell and it was only like 400 cars a month. And yes, we do have to get here and bless. So beautiful. Oh my God, and they smell so good too. Ooh, I should pick one. Yeah, let me pick one here. Let me get some. I press them in the books so I can keep them later, but that's what it is. You know, it's one of those things where I could have easily stayed stubborn. I had 4,000 customers in my database. I've had a lot of referrals. And I'm like, if I don't move now, like if I don't jump out of this boiling pot, I will be boiled alive. They will steal my 20s, the rest of it. Still the rest of my 30s. I was almost 30 and I was like, I'm almost 30. I'm not married. I don't have any kids. I should go. I got a lot of friends that say, man, I wish I did, and all these other things, but they rarely go. These are beautiful too. I'm gonna have to get a couple of these. Let me see if they don't mind if I steal some from them. You know? Look at all these beautiful flowers. And that's what it is. It's an ability to move yourself, you know? If you have a killer pattern, it eventually gets you, you know? You can't just keep smoking cigarettes and not expect lung cancer. You can't expect to keep eating the sugar and not get diabetes. And you can't expect your routine to bring you new things if you don't leave the cycle. And that's what it is. It's cycle. It's cycling. It's psycho to be in a cycle, you know? To see, oh man, I wanted to do a workout, but I couldn't get myself there. I had an excuse or another reason or another situation come up, and I was like, yeah, that's never going to happen. And that's what ends up happening. Good morning. And that's what we look at. We look at ourselves as a pattern. Every morning you're waking up and you're keeping a certain level, and that's called your homeostasis, that you're saying, this is what makes me comfortable. And I even met another reliable model yesterday. I'm on a roll. And she's like, I'm waiting for this gypsy guy so we can go smoke. And I know she didn't mean smoking weed. And then I looked at all of her photos, and she used to be so pretty. She used to be so healthy. Now she's missing her boobs, and she had her boobs taken out, and her face is sinking in, and the drugs are starting to take over. And it was just like, man, life is tough. It's tough on your face, you know, it's tough on your skin, it's tough on your health, it's tough on your body. And if we don't get away from tough decisions, things that are really hard to do. This house is tore up, bro. This one needs a greenhouse. You know what I'm saying? The greenhouse is green, baby. And that's what I mean. Good morning. Yes. And even if you give it a dirty look, maybe you don't say hi back, you're always cycling onto something that might turn you into a negative vibe. It might keep you underneath a lie, and then what's your life made out of? You know, if you never took a shot, you never risked it for the biscuit, you didn't get out of your comfort zone, you're gonna get exactly the repetition that you're looking for. And that's what I'm talking about. Is this Why keep doing the same thing over and over? I told my friend that's the definition of insanity, and he immediately said, no, it's not. It's doing something over and over and expecting different results. And I said, and that's the key. You're not expecting different results. You're not expecting for the new day to bring a new excitement or a new adventure. You're just holding the pattern. And like the other model was just like, she's like, I'm not 100% sure. And I'm like, but that's all you're doing. You're 100% sure going to look at your little app for work, right? And tell you what days you have off and what days you can be free, and then you finally get free days and you don't know even what to do with yourself because you're so used to the fucking routine that you like you might even show up to work on a day off. Have you ever done that? People have no lives without direction. It's so weird. They're showing up to a job and go, man, can you please tell me what to do with my life, man? Can you please tell me what to do for the next 20, 30 years? Because I don't know what the fuck to do. If I didn't have a job to go to, I would be screwed. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad I'm out of that now. Cool rims on this thing. Yeah. I'm so glad I'm out of that now. I'm so glad I don't have a boss to tell me what to do. I'm the boss of me. I get to tell my life what to do. And that means get up in the morning, go for a move, go for a walk like I told myself I would. Get outside. You know, it's a beautiful cloudy day and it's not so hot out. And I'm just like, that's what I need to do. Get out of my way so I can start getting in the way of something new. You know, I'm for sure already know what I'm going to do. I already know that I'm going to just sit there, smoke weed in Las Vegas, sit around with my friends, try to hang out, try to get some photo shoots, argue with some models, and who knows, go to the same places every day for the week and eat the same motherfucking things and then be like, why is it always like this? Let's look at Dog Park in here. This is so beautiful. They have the kids playing and everything. You think the kids got plans for the next day? No, hell no. Every day is exciting to them. It's a new journey. Everything has possibilities, and that's the exciting part of life. Kids know how to live. I mean, they really do. They know how to live. They don't know how to fucking lie. They don't know how to stop themselves from lying and all these other things. It's one of those things that you gotta do your thing. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm getting outwalked here. Dogs on shirts. Wait, maybe outran. Yeah, she knew she was going to cut me off. How long do you think she's going to go? I think she makes it halfway through and stops. And I was right. And I was right. You don't make it that far. You know, you don't get to go that far because you never stop yourself from doing the things that you want to do. You end up just doing the same thing that you always do. Go to the same dog park with the same dog, hold the routine and pretend that it's a different day. And it's really not. Like, I'm literally in the middle of this bridge and I've never been. This is a whole new experience to me. Look how beautiful it is. Look, these guys are over here fucking throwing magnets. Hell yeah. Trying to find shit, you know. People are over here walking. Hell yeah. This is something sucks over here. It's not sucky. It's fucking new and it's exciting and it's beautiful. And, you know, it's fresh to me. It's all fresh flowers and lilies and all these other things. Good morning. And then some people are still talking to themselves. They won't even say hello. They're just like angry and running around and can't do anything with their frustrations. It's amazing to me. So get on your bike, go for some exercise, you know, get out of your own mind, go look for things that you have never seen before. Let it give you that free dopamine that's out there and surrounding all of us everywhere. And then you'll know what you're fucking doing with your life. You know, you're not just fucking getting in the same fucking zone, bro. You get out of your own zone. You get out of your creature comforts. You make your reality different. And that's what we're really looking for. We're looking for somebody to change their mentality, you know, be able to change their reality and get something new out of yourself, bro, because everybody already knows you're getting the same shit that you're always getting, but it's not the same as getting the real new stuff. That life is supposed to get you to do new food, and life is supposed to get you in new directions, and life is supposed to get you thinking new thoughts. And instead of being the person that holds to the same shit and goes, well, you know, hey, you know, this is my pattern, this is where my dog wants to take a shit, so I'm just gonna go to the same fucking shit spot and make it happen. And that's what ends up happening. Good morning. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, dude. It's like you go in multiple directions in your mind. You go left, right, or straight. You know, you can get your bike and park and sit. You can grab your dog and walk and run. You can go anywhere that you want to go. You just need to go somewhere different. And that's what makes the beauty of life. You know, they said variety is the spice of life. You need to spice up your food, bro. You need to go for the spicy food. You need to go for the foreign food. You need to go for the foreign locations. All of that things are the natural things that happen in all of our lives, human life, to say that's what we like. We like going to the parks. We like going to the bridges. We like going for walks. We like, you know, loving our lives, bro. And that's what it is, dude. I fucking love my life. I love my life that I can come into the morning. Nobody can tell me if I can go for a walk, you know. I love my life that I can feel my body getting stronger, you know what I'm saying? Going on my bike and going on bike rides. I love my life that I can just be free and look at all this beauty, and I wouldn't get to see it if I was still stuck in my shit. I told that girl this morning, I was like, there's no way I would have been able to go around the world, good morning, and see all these cool things if I was stuck in my own ways. And that's what ends up happening. We get stuck in our ways. We don't know how to stop the routine. We don't even know how to stop these killer patterns. We just keep holding on to them and hoping that the dream will happen, and time will go by. Just like I told you, you're what, 27, and September is your birthday, so any moment now you'll be 28, and you're way closer to 30 than you are being 21. And that's when you do all the fun. That's when you should have been doing all the modeling. That's when you should have been doing all these cool activities and being pretty. But you think you're going to be skinny forever? No, hell no, bro. You know what I mean? Do you think my beard's going to be black forever? Oh, no, hell no. White's already starting to come through. And that's just what it is. This is part of the maturation process. But most of us, we don't leave any of our patterns. We just go, okay, that's just the way that you are. So if you haven't ever got to, I think the meme I read somewhere was something like, first examine, then change the habits, then change the pattern, something like that, and that's who you really are. And that's what I'm saying. Don't so what they say, who you are, shout so loudly I can't even hear you. That's from my spiritual mentor Terry Prince, and it was just like, that's so fucking true. I'm being so loud by what I consider to be me, showing up as me, talking a lot, walking a lot, going a lot. But can I be the guy that stops smoking? You're looking at it this morning. I'll show you some real tenacity. I'll show you some real dedication. I'll show you what it's really like to have some self-fucking control, because that's what Saints Addiction was all about. If I constantly capitulate into my porn addiction or my food addiction or my weed addiction, then that'll be the pattern that I get. I end up hanging out with the same friends in the same park, talking about the same things, and I'm just like, it'll drive me crazy. I refuse to do the same thing, and you should too. You should refuse to be the same way every day. You want to mix up the routine, mix up your exercise routine, mix up the foods that you eat, mix up your social circle, and watch just everything take place. It's not a miracle. It's a catalyst. It's literally saying that I added spicy to my food, and therefore it's not the same. I've never tried this before. I've never eaten at this restaurant before. Look how cute this little trash. It's got the little trash bin, like a dog and shit, you know, and they have a beautiful garden. Look at this home. Fancy 22B, that's my favorite number. This looks like a place I would live. Oh, and all the way in the back too, 22A, baby, that's me, baby. So that's what it is. It's just me talking to me. No one else is listening, but trust and believe, I was listening to myself and go, man, I don't need tobacco in the morning. I don't need to always smoke a spliff. I don't always need to have a good shirt on, but what I do need to have is a healthy mentality, and that makes my whole reality change. I get so much out of doing things that scare me that I promote it. I'm just like, I wouldn't tell you if it didn't work. I'm not saying go do more cocaine or keep smoking the weed, or sure, you can drink the Coca-Colas and get fat, but you'll get the sugar and caffeine rush. But caffeine will kill you. You know what I mean? Cocaine will kill you. You know what I mean? Like the meth, the pilku, or whatever the fuck that they're smoking now will kill you. And I don't care that it took away your beauty. It doesn't care if it takes away your time. It doesn't care if it takes away your teeth. It'll fucking take everything from you. And then you'll believe what I'm saying this morning and saying that there's other ways, man. There's other ways, and you can show yourself that way. Show yourself a way to get away from negativity and start hanging out with people that are positive. Fire your top 5 friends. You are the sum of the top 5 people that you hang out with. Most people ain't trying to do that. They want to hold to the routine. They want to be the big fat guy. But you're Fat Mike, you know what I mean? And you're Fat Joe. Fat Joe died at 25, 27. He was so overweight, you know what I mean? And what was the other one? Ralphie. Ralphie was so addicted to fucking food. I heard from Joe Rogan that when he got done with his show, there's some sunshine right there. There you go. That when he got done with his show, they couldn't find him. They couldn't find him because guess what he was doing? Eating food, fast food. He was going back to his addictions, and that's what we're all doing. You know, we're all capitulating. Yes, that's a word. Submitting to these fake dopamine, synthetic feelings. You know, unhealthy routines, and just saying like, you know, please God, let me pray my way. Come save me. Jesus, take the wheel, somebody else make the decisions. Or B, you know, I don't know what to do because I'm so stuck in doing the same thing. And then I just say, I defy you. I defy you to go into your routine. I defy you even the night before and predict what the next day will bring. You know, watch yourself and say, okay, you know, I'm going to get up and go for a run. How many of us are going to get that done? I'm going to go and stop eating sugar. That's one of my weaknesses, man. I don't know. I've done a pretty good job, but this morning, so far, so good. Or I'm going to do something different than I've never done before, and then you got different results. It's going to be that way. You're going to be the type of person that gave yourself a chance to get out of your own happenstance. Whatever the fuck it happens to be, you can change that mentality, and that's what we're all doing this morning, you know? Good morning. You know, we're all doing this thing where we go, hey, as long as I look cute, everything will be okay. You know what I mean? And as long as I got money, you know, that's not going to make you mentally sound. It's not going to even help you a little bit. Even rich people know that rich doesn't make you happy. It might fix these immediate problems around you, but it's not going to fix your routine. It's not going to fix your habits. It's not going to get you out of the same mentality that is keeping you down. Is the same reality that is keeping me up. And I'm being honest, you know, I used to think, I said, damn, Mark, you know, before I went to bed last night, I was like, you used to be so depressed and now you're not. You know, take it easy on yourself. I'm not depressed anymore. I'm not stressed anymore. No one is my boss. I don't have anything to run from. I'm not scared. I love my life. I keep doing whatever it takes to make my life awesome. And that's just what we're going to have to fucking do. We're going to have to make our lives awesome and do the things that we need to do so that we can be free from mental slavery. Mental slavery is saying, hey, I'm doing this because it's my routine. I'm doing this because it makes me feel comfortable. I'm doing this because someone else told me to do it. Like, if someone told you to jump from a cliff, would you? You know? But you wouldn't, would you? Good morning. And you'd be able to do the same shit that you always do, you know, the same routine, so that way you get the same results, and that way you feel the same comfort. But then time will go by, and it won't care if you took a chance or not. It's impartial. Actually, it's quite detrimental because the time is undefeated. You know, everybody hits the wall. You know, everybody starts getting the receding hairlines, and everybody starts getting the wrinkles, and everybody starts getting the white hairs. And then time went, well, I gave you youth, right? I gave you beauty. I gave you a chance, and that's all you get every day. You get a chance and a choice, and you can take the chance and you can make the choice, but that will define your own reality. And that's what I've been having this conversation is like, only you get to live inside your mind. Only you get to make the nest and say that this is a nice place to sleep or be or understand. Those are your choices. And in those choices, to take those chances will define everything in your life. I would have never been here in Finland listening to the Finnish language, Kuapan Jokotin Jogfantu Desa, 1987. Like, I don't even know how to speak this language, but I know how to speak weather, you know? I know how to speak people, and I know how to speak to myself. And that's been the biggest accomplishment of my life, is being able to tell myself, like, look, dude, we're not going to stay depressed anymore. And check it. We're going to kick these addictions, whatever it is, from cigarettes to pornography to weed even. You break the cycle. You see me, I got different flowers this morning. So it's just one of those things that's really helped me elevate my things. This isn't someone telling you to drop and give me 20, although it would take immediate action on you. especially if you take physical control over yourself. But that's not what it is. You're not gonna drop and give me 20. You're gonna keep going and doing exactly the same thing that you want to keep as your routine. Getting you to leave that reality and create a new one, that's Saint's addiction. That was just like, okay, I have this big dream in my head. It scares me. I'm traveling the world. Well, what money? Shut up. And then where are you gonna go? Shut up. And then how are you gonna do it? Shut up. Just do it, Nike. Boldly go. And as I went around the world, especially this last third time, this is my fourth time, but the third time, I had no money. I had no idea what was gonna happen. I was couch surfing and winging it and trying to make it happen. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I was just so depressed, lost my child, life is over. And I said, well, at least let me live before I die. Let me say I did something. What'd you do with your life? A lot, bro. I did a lot with my life. This guy's doing some kind of construction in the house. I don't want to hear it, but I did a lot with my life, and now I can look back on the situation and say, at least I did something. You know what I mean? At least I saw the Great Wall of China. I've seen Machu Picchu with my own eyes. I went and I took bold action, and because I take bold action, I got bold results, and that's what ends up happening. You know what I mean? We end up all doing something that we can thank our future self for. So stop future faking. Stop just like doing the same thing and expecting different results. That's the definition of insanity. And when we do become our own reality, when we get our own chance to be who we really want to be in our lives, then and only then will we start to live. And that's all I'm asking people to do, is really live their life, not just because of some fakery, not because of some commercial or for some shit that's on the thing. Good morning. You know, I want to really live my life, you know, and not just stand around and stare at people living. You know what I mean? Like this old man always does to me. He always like just standing there judging and just staring, and I always wave at him. But you know, get out of your zone, bro. Get out of that comfort zone, because that's where dreams go to die. And only way to live is to actually risk. And when we make a healthy risk, when we actually make a conscious decision to do something with our lives, then everything becomes a different possibility. Everything becomes a new reality. And then we can determine what we want to happen with this thing called our lifespan. It's a span, and it's a short span. But if you don't live it, I promise you, it'll be over so fast. I'll snap my fingers, just like this show. It's over, yo. So I'm gonna get off this thing. I'm gonna get away from this construction. I'm gonna get back in here and drink some water. Just visualize what I wanted from my life. I started last night, and I'm on a good roll here. I got good vibes and good flow, and that's all you need, yo. You just need to keep going with this thing called our lives and say, hey, you know what? It's meant to be lived. It's not just meant to be alive. Lived over alive. You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna have to make some shirts, but I think that's what's gonna end up taking place. I actually lived this life, and it wasn't perfect by no means, but sure as shit, I got to see some things. I got to see myself on the other side, and that was the most powerful thing that I think I could have ever done or seen, was just me defining my own reality, defining what directions I wanted to go through, defining what foods I wanted to eat, and defining what businesses I want to create. And because of that, I am free. And it was all I wanted. I remember getting up at like 7 o'clock in the morning, or 5 o'clock really, so I could be at school at 7. And I was just like, you know what? One of these days, man, I'm gonna be my own businessman, and I'm gonna be so happy I get to sleep in, and I'll be so happy that I get to pick my direction. I'll be so happy that someone else doesn't look at their watch and tell me that I'm late. No, bitch, I'm on time. That's what it is. I'm on time on my time. And that's what I realized. And once I have my time, I'm going to see what I can do with this time, this lifetime. And that's what it became. It became more important to me than showing up to a job that could just delete me or lay us off or forget I ever existed. And all that energy and all that time put into this business, this building, or this idea is gone because somebody doesn't want you around anymore, or they can't afford you, or downsize. Fuck all that, man. I'm gonna do what scares me right now, and it's benefited me so much, because I realized that fear is false expectations appearing real. It's not real. It's just us tripping ourselves out. And that's when I was just like, oh, so I don't have to pay attention to that? No, I don't. And that's your morning motivation. Peace and love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever and finish. And I will see you on the other side. as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. The other side of your fear, the other side of your excuses, the other side of the world, the other side of this noise, and the other side of my fucking freedom, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Go be free. I'll see you on the other side. Peace. Man. Come on.